February 2nd on ABC.
Seeing this team and who they're like one of the best players in the league.
Well, they do spread their scoring around a little bit, but make no mistake about it, they have one great line with Waite, Corey Stillman, and in the coming moments we'll answer the burning question, who is Eric Boganicki and why is he tearing up the NHL?
Molson Canadian Canucks Hockey. Brought to you by the Molson Canadian Ultimate Road Trip. Must be legal drinking age, no purchase necessary. And by Subway. Eat fresh.
Hi, I'm Tamsin Foley here at the Rickards Brewhouse Grill on level 400 at General Motors Place. This is where we're going to host our Molson Canadian Trivia Challenge this year. Here's a sneak peek at tonight's trivia question. Stay tuned after the game. We'll see if our contestants can get the correct answer to that. Also, if you think you can answer our trivia questions, join us after the hockey game on November 14th when the Canucks will take on the Los Angeles Kings.
Don Taylor at 10. Weeknights on Sportsnet News.
Hey, guys.
I'm on my way from misery to happiness. I'm on my way from misery to happiness today. I'm on my way.
I am Canadian.
In the race to sell homes, success goes to the most experienced, the best trained, the hardest driven. At RE/MAX, our success is your success, and our track record is second to none. RE/MAX, outstanding agents, outstanding results.
Boarding the same train 10 years later in Italy, free. Solving the world's problems in Spain, free. Enjoying the sights in Paris, free. Going back to where the friendship began, priceless. Use your MasterCard and you could win one of 5 get-together trips in our priceless memory sweepstakes. For details, go to mastercard.ca. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
Starting to feel a little cramped by your present surroundings? RE/MAX can help you find a new home while selling your current one to someone who'll find it absolutely perfect. If you're looking for outstanding results, look for RE/MAX.
Hey, I've got soup too. What kind's yours?
Tomato.
Oh, just tomato?
Yeah, just tomato. I only trust soups with one-word names like chicken or pea or tomato. What kind you got there?
It's turkey and wild rice.
That's crazy.
It's not your ordinary soup. Tim Hortons Turkey and Wild Rice. Try it or any soup with our new mini baguette, donut, and medium coffee.
It does smell good.
And Jamie Campbell, prepared for Sportsnet Live, will also be here during the intermissions as we watch the Canucks go to work.
Jim and John talked about it. Doug Waite, sensational. 7 goals so far this year. He had 15 a year ago, so he's well on pace to passing the totals from a year ago. Stick around right here on Sportsnet Live. After the game is over, we'll have some reaction. We'll go back to the arena and talk to some of the players.
The hockey panel
how
is
they
hanging
felt
around as well. Their thoughts on the rest of the league. A wild night, 10 games in the NHL.
Tonight at General Motors Place and on your TV, the Vancouver Canucks start a 5-game homestand, and they start against the hottest team in the league, the St. Louis Blues. Let's meet the starting goaltenders for Tim Hortons. Turkey and wild rice soup with home-style goodness. It's a delicious change. Come home for lunch at Tim Hortons. This is 37-year-old Tom Barrasso's 6th NHL team, his debut in St. Louis. And he started in the NHL in Buffalo in 1983. Dan Cloutier was 7 years old. Cloutier is in his 15th game this season for the Vancouver Canucks. The referees for this hockey game, Mick Magoo and Dave Jackson working along with him. Lonnie Cameron and Randy Mitten will handle the lines. The Vancouver Canucks start Brendan Morrison at center. Darren Langdon on the left wing. And Trent Klatt over on the right side against a newcomer to the St. Louis Blues lineup, the former MVP of the Czech Elite League, Peter Chayanik, who's number 26 at center. He's got Jamal Mayers and Dallas Drake on his wings. Al McInnes back on defense along with a BC boy from Trail, Barrett Jackman, number 5. And Dallas Drake gets the puck and moves it out to center. Here's Mayers moving in on Marek Malik and Ed Jovanovski, the defensive pair for Vancouver, and the puck was cleared away from the front of the goal. McInnes kept the play alive. Mayers hard-working forward along with Dallas Drake, who's a hard-hitting forward. And Malik picks off a pass out of the cycle for the St. Louis Blues, and the Canucks will move it out to center. Langdon with a bump on Barrett Jackman, and Darren heads for the bench and hopes he's not stapled to it for the rest of the night. He only got one shift in Phoenix on Saturday, and he's had his first one here. Jovanovski flipped the puck in the air, and it left the playing surface 47 seconds in.
St. Louis Blues and Joel Canville perfect on the road. 5 wins, no losses. Keith Tkachuk is out with that foot. He did skate today for the first time, and all those goaltender problems. Brent Johnson will come back. Then the St. Louis Blues will have some problems with their number situation. Do you save a spot and keep 3 goalies around? It's never a healthy situation.
Just not enough work, especially in practice. Alex Havanoff paired on defense with Mike Van Ryn. And here's this top forward line. We mentioned the Blues have spread out their scoring, but like a lot of teams, they've relied on a hot line and a power play, and Doug Waite is the line that Doug Waite's line is the one that Mark Crawford's team will have to stop.
And I'm sure Mark would like to face a team that's not as hot as the St. Louis Blues. That first game back from a trip, starting a long homestand, you want to get some momentum on, you want to carry it for the full 5 games, and all of a sudden you're facing the hottest team in the NHL.
Well, he starts Artem Chubarov against Doug Waite. He's got Daniel Sedin on the left wing and Trevor Linden on the right wing. There's a hot shot off the point. Tom Barrasso makes his first big save since the 13th of April. And it's off of Brent Sopel and a hard shot from the right point.
And did you see where the rebound was, Jim? Right up the middle, and you haven't played in a long time. That's a tendency for a goalie, and you see it in a lot of backups. Their first save, or most of the saves all night long, that rebound right back up the middle.
There's another save by Barrasso on a deflected shot taken by Sammy Salo. You know that the Vancouver Canucks would love to get some shots, and a lot of them early at Tom Barrasso, hoping to take advantage of his rust. Todd Bertuzzi's on the ice along with Marcus Naslund. Henrik Sedin is centering this top Vancouver line. We'll see a lot of combinations, I'm sure, tonight. Pavel Demitra, number 38, in for the puck for St. Louis. The puck went into the slot, but everybody was covered. And out comes Todd Bertuzzi with the puck. On his off wing, he spins, puts the puck into the middle, and it's cleared away by Bryce Salvador before Marcus Naslund could get it, and the Blues come back the other way. Scott Mellenby with Pavel Demitra. And Bryce Salvador is up with them right now on this breakout. But Martin Rashinsky is the left winger on this line. Normally Keith Tkachuk would play on this group. Demitra with a shot. Kluche makes the save. The rebound knocked in behind the net by Rashinsky, and there's going to be a penalty here. It'll be against the Vancouver Canucks. The Blues will get the game's first power play. Murray Barron will get the gate. And the Blues, with a red-hot power play, will go to work early in this game.
Well, Murray Barron had Scott Mellenby in front of the net. That was his assignment. And when the rebound came out, Barron was taking no chances. And he tackled Mellenby before the puck got there. Barron on Mellenby, making sure, grabs the stick and throws Mellenby to the ice and takes the holding penalty. Tom Barrasso, here's the shot, here's the rebound, right back up the pipe. And St. Louis has been very good all season long, making sure that there's not many rebound chances.
Part of the reason the Blues have had a great start is because their power play has been excellent. They've scored in 10 of their 13 games with a man advantage, and they've scored more than once in 8 games, more than once on the power play. So they've really taken advantage of all the power play opportunities that they've had to put teams away. Al McInnes mans the right point. Doug Waite is on the left point. He's the shooter right now. That gives him some real options from the point because Waite's such a good passer and so deceptive. And you know about McInnes in the right point. For 20 years, he's had the hardest shot in the NHL.
And the good thing about Waite on the point, Jim, is that he's pretty good defensively. So you're not taking that chance of the short-handed goal. He is very good, very responsible, and they have yet to give up a short-handed goal against.
And they're up against the top penalty killing unit in the NHL that belongs to the Vancouver Canucks. On their 4-game road trip, they killed 18 of 20 penalties. McInnes will start out. He'll play almost the full 2 minutes. Pavel Demitra, Mellanby, Martin Rucinski up front. Kluche out to set up the puck so that Sammy Salo can clear it. And 1 minute and 10 seconds have gone by in this penalty to Murray Barron as Tom Barrasso, who handles the puck as well as anybody and always has, moves the puck to Doug Weight. A shoot in by Havanoff. And quickly there is Malik to try and clear it, and he gets some help from Todd Warner to get the puck the rest of the way down the ice. 30 seconds to go with the Murray Barron minor penalty. Alex Havanoff back to collect the puck. Weight is still on the ice. Already making a loop up at the Vancouver blue line is Sean Podine as Weight carries the puck into the attacking zone. Drake had it stripped away by Henrik Sedin. And the puck is flipped out. Marcus Naslund is on the ice, and he usually only comes on late in a penalty kill, and he's out there right now as Murray Barron gets set to come back on in 5 seconds. Here's Sean Podine to Dallas Drake. The Trail native holds up, bounces the puck into Podine. He's got a man in front, and he threw the puck towards the net, kicked out. Bryce Salvador with a shot that deflected off some shin guards over the glass, out of play. The penalty is over as we join Dan Murphy.
Thanks, Jim. We'd like to remind the folks to play Safeway's $1 million score and win. If any Canucks player scores 5 goals in tonight's game, John Urban of Victoria could win $1 million. Shop and swipe at Safeway, and you could be our next lucky winner right here on Rogers Sportsnet Pacific.
Good penalty killing by the Vancouver Canucks. They play a physical style. They play an aggressive style. Ed Jovanovski making sure he's in position, looks around, head on the swivel, and there he is, able to pick off that pass. Good solid penalty killing by the Canucks.
The Blues didn't get a shot on goal on that power play and are 0 for 1, and Vancouver continues its excellent penalty killing record. Brendan Morrison out on the ice now. Darren Langdon and Todd Bertuzzi, who double shifts early in the game. Here's Morrison to Bertuzzi, in on Bryce Salvador. Finley's in front of the net looking after Morrison, and the puck went through the crease. Here's a 2-on-1 for the Blues. Jamal Mayers has Podine with him. Mayers to Podine. Couldn't pull the trigger. Yes, he scores. Just inside the post when it looked like he'd been impeded enough that he couldn't get it away. Sean Podine makes it 1-0 St. Louis.
Murray Barron takes a chance, and this is just a plain bad gamble. He's got no support. You've got to pull out, and Murray Barron pulls in and charges in and misses the puck. Now this is a clean 2-on-1 from their own blue line, and right, Jim, they almost misfired. Dan Kluche goes over, but a nice little sand wedge by Sean Podine. He thought he had gone too far too, but he was able to, at a bad angle, to get it up and over Dan Kluche.
So the Blues continue to spread their scoring around, and Sean Podine gets his 2nd goal of the season. And the Blues have a 1-0 lead. Jamal Mayers set him up on the 2-on-1. What if Tom Barrasso will get an assist?
He should.
He kicked the puck out to the boards. They'll add it later.
Yes. I don't think he's got any points bonuses, or he'd be right there at the scorer's table pointing at his chest.
There's Tyson Nash, a former Vancouver Canuck, trying to keep the puck in with some help from Doug Weight at the blue line, and then Jovanovski takes over and lugs the puck to center for Todd Warner off his skate. Havanoff takes over. Doug Weight double shifting here early in the game. He's got Reed Lowe out with him and Corey Stillman right now, and Alex Havanoff is back for the puck. Racing in after to cut off a clearing attempt is Daniel Sedin. With Artem Chubarov and Trevor Linden, who fell down, got up, spins around to get control. He's down again and trying to cycle the puck. Daniel Sedin fighting to the front of the net. Chubarov can't shoot. Stillman came back and cleared the puck away to the boards. Chubarov shovels the puck to the inboards. Mike Van Ryn, number 43. Daniel Sedin doing some great work on the attack here. Digs the puck out. And Corey Stillman's had enough. He just wants to get the puck out through center. As the Canucks put on some pressure and now make a change. Olin taken to the boards by Scott Mellanby. Mellanby's checked by Henrik Sedin, who's out on the ice with Marcus Naslund and Todd Bertuzzi. Brent Sopel with the shoot in. Jeff Finley is back, but Barrasso's out to play the puck. Up high, Marcus Naslund cut it off but couldn't control it. Mellanby rink wide, picked off. Sammy Salo back the other way as the pace of this game picks up. In comes Martin Rucinski to Demitra. He was tied up, and Henrik Sedin turns it back the other way. Here's Todd Bertuzzi with Marcus Naslund. They're 2-on-3. Now Henrik Sedin up to join them, and Bertuzzi shoots the puck in, and the shift is over. Vancouver will change. Here's Bryce Salvador. Former Lethbridge Jr. to Pavel Dimitra. Overskated the puck and turned it over. Matt Cook with a chance. Caught up to by the great skating Jamal Mayers, but turns back and keeps possession and turned the puck over. Brendan Morrison is there, as well as Trevor Letowski on a great skating line. The puck is out of play, with St. Louis leading 1-0 on the goal by Sean Podine.
You'll never believe it. Jared's here, and he's eating the sweet onion chicken teriyaki.
What was that you ordered? The hot sweet onion chicken teriyaki.
Sounds delicious.
That I can't miss.
I'm so there. I'm on my way.
It's a hot dinner idea from Subway. Tender marinated chicken teriyaki served hot and topped with a tangy sweet onion sauce.
Wow. Look, are you ready for this? Check it out. It's exciting. These are
I need a hot sweet onion chicken teriyaki with right away. Great. I really appreciate it.
Can't blame him.
Subway, eat fresh.
Now there's a safer way to keep in touch on the road.
Personal calling. Ready.
Call Vicky Vale. Say a name or number and it's dialed automatically.
Hello?
Things are heating up. I'll be a little late.
How late?
Very late. Hands-free calling from OnStar.
God keep us
Glorious and free.
Oh, Canada.
We stand on guard for thee.
Oh, Canada.
Your voyage.
Catch over 1,000 games with NHL Center Ice on Bell Express View.
The first period of tonight's game is brought to you by General Motors and all its divisions. Visit us at gmcanada.com. St. Louis Blues leading 1-0, and here's Peter Chayanek on a breakaway to the net. Stopped by Cloutier. A huge save for Dan Cloutier, and Chayanek can't believe that he didn't get that puck 5-hole. He's mad at himself, but Cloutier's made a big save.
He has at a critical time in the game. As Murray Barron gets a bad break, that shot hit the linesman. Chayanek is right there, almost squeaked it through, off the stick of Dan Cloutier, and he was able to stop the rebound.
Chayanek out here with Dallas Drake and Jamal Mayers. Peter Chayanek drafted late. He's a 28-year-old who was the most valuable player in the Czech Elite League last season. A lot of teams in recent years have drafted mid-20s to late 20s players in hopes that they would come over and play, because there aren't many secrets around the world. The difference between a lot of these older players is that, unlike some of the younger ones, they didn't want to come over to North America and play, and later in life they decide to come over and make a few bucks and try their hand at it.
And especially when one of your scouts is Peter Stastny, and he's able to convince the guy to come over.
Here's Todd Bertuzzi. Trevor Letowski's in front of the net. Marcus Naslund there as well. Letowski goes after Barrett Jackman. Young defenseman bounced the puck out, and he almost gave it away to Marcus Naslund, and out come the Blues again. They're a fast skating team, and we've seen already in this game how they love to counterattack if they can get possession. Doug Wade centering pass. Here's Stillman to Watts, and he scores. There's the big line for the Blues, making it 2-0 as Corey Stillman gets the goal from Doug Wade.
And after your goaltender makes a big save like Dan Cloutier did on Chayanek, you expect your team to react and react positively. Ed Jovanovski turns it over, and then Malik has problems, and Stillman has 2 whacks. And that's a puck that should go out right away by Ed Jovanovski. Should ring the boards. Malik mishandles it. It's in his skates, and Corey Stillman, good hand-eye, concentration. That might have gone in on the first whack, but he makes sure by tipping it in on the second, and 6 goals already this year for Corey Stillman.
He and Doug Wade and Eric Boganicki have just combined for their 21st goal of the season as a line, and both should get assists in the goal by Stillman after the turnover by Jovanovski. So it's 2-0 Blues.
You'll never get left out in the cold with the MotoMaster Eliminator battery, only at Canadian Tire, with up to 1,000 cold cranking amps to get you on your way. MotoMaster works here.
Look at Corey Stillman on the bench, and the Vancouver Canucks. This is a quick team, as you mentioned, Jim. They're in on you in a hurry, and Ed Jovanovski thought he had a little more time than he did. And the pressure of the St. Louis Blues forced that turnover.
And they're playing with a lot of confidence early in this season. The puck is off the net and out of play and scoring a lot. 56 goals already in this, their 14th game. Martin Roshinsky signed at a perfect time with Keith Tkachuk going out.
And Pavel Demitra, who hasn't had a great year by his standards, and you know he is going to come around. And in a couple of games this season, he has been the leader, and they have spread it around.
Morrison, Warner, and Klatt out for Vancouver. It's a long uphill climb against the 4th best defensive team in the league now for the Vancouver Canucks on home ice, where they haven't won in their last 6. Mike Van Ryn stepped in front of Brendan Morrison. Demitra tried to clear the puck and couldn't. Morrison on the turnover into the slot. Klatt tried the one-timer and missed. Malik with a shot. Went high off the net on a deflection off a blue.
And that's the preaching of the St. Louis Blues. Good defense. And Martin Ruchinski, who is not known for his defense, got out to tip that one high. Ruchinski, good effort, good hustle, and he's out there to tip that one up into the netting. And a lot of times you would have seen Ruchinski would have already been headed up ice, but he's been conditioned now by Joel Kenville and the Blues. You got to stay in your own end till the puck gets out.
Here's Todd Bertuzzi with Henrik Sedin and Marcus Naslund. Vancouver has but 1 shot on goal officially. In come Naslund and Bertuzzi on Salvador and Finley. And Jeff Finley takes the puck and he'll start out. A turnover at center. Back in comes Bertuzzi. Naslund to the net. Barrasso steers the puck aside. In comes Salo. Naslund's centering pass is picked off again. Good sticks by the Blues, and Finley cleared the puck. Vancouver will try and take advantage of a change, although they're changing themselves. An offside pass. Jovanovski to Naslund stops play. Halfway through the first period, St. Louis leads 2-0 on the net.
At the Coors Light Brewing Company, we're celebrating this year's Talking Can and Cup promotion with an exclusive Coors Light Maxim Party. And we mean exclusive. To get in, find a talking can or cap inside specially marked packs of Coors Light. 'Cause either you're in or not so much. Coors Light, the silver bullet. No purchase necessary. Must be legal drinking age.
It's the hottest contest on ice. Safeway $1 Million Score and Win. Swipe your free Safeway Club card for your chance to win. A Samsung state-of-the-art DVD player with an MP3 decoder and a beautiful titanium silver finish to complement any decor. Or $250 in Mark's Work Warehouse gift certificates, redeemable at 170 locations across Canada. Get a bonus entry when you buy Tropicana Cranberry Cocktail. Real Tropicana taste, now in cranberry. Shop at Safeway today for your chance to win.
Well, I don't get it.
I tell you, Bernie, even the music these days, the pits.
And the names of these groups. Not by choice?
Not my choice.
Matthew Goodband. What's so good about him? Sam Roberts.
It's near Butcher.
Now when you buy any of these PlayStation 2 Greatest Hits games, you get a Live and Loud DVD for free.
Swollen members?
Haven't had that problem in a long while.
Well, the mystery continues for the Vancouver Canucks after winning 3 of 4 on a very successful road trip and a tough one. They're behind 2-0 on home ice and have been outscored 14-5 in their last 5 games and counting on home ice.
Early starts, or first periods have really been their killer, and they get down 2 goals, it seems, in the first 10 minutes of all the games that they really struggle in. And here's another example where St. Louis has had all the real good scoring chances.
Here's Jamal Mayers trying to get the puck to Peter Chanik. Dallas Drake trying to backhand the puck in as he's hit by Matt Cook. Jamal Mayers spinning away from Artem Chubarov into the corner now. Chanik there with some help from Drake. They'll try and start a cycle, and the Canucks will try and break it. Chanik from the blue line keeps the puck in, and St. Louis will change on the fly. Vancouver got away with a couple of bad starts, like in Denver where they weren't scored upon, and they came back and won the game. In Minnesota they fell behind, but they still came back and won it. And tonight they've fallen behind on home ice 2-0. Here comes Henrik Sedin barging in after the puck. It's loose. Daniel Sedin couldn't come up with it. Sedins are back together for a shift here with Trent Platt. There's bound to be some juggling with the team down 2-0 as we join Murph.
Thanks, Jim. Tonight's game is brought to you by Tropicana Cranberry Cocktail. Real Tropicana taste, now in cranberry.
Yes.
Keith Tkachuk is on this trip with the St. Louis Blues. It's a 4-gamer, and he tried it out this morning for the first time and did not look very comfortable. Said it hurt just putting his skate on, so he's not going to be back in the near future. All the people who have him in the pool and see him out there on the skates say, oh yeah, I got Keith Tkachuk. Well, don't count it yet.
The only pool he'll be in is the whirlpool over the next few weeks. There's Eric Boganicki, who's helped lift the Blues, give them some scoring in the absence of Tkachuk. Eric Boganicki's quite a story. The American Hockey League's MVP from last season in Worcester. Out with Doug Waite and Corey Stillman. Boganicki's just 5'8", initially drafted by St. Louis, but it didn't sign him. Florida did. St. Louis had to trade to get him back to take him to the minors. There's an offside call against Vancouver. And early this season, Eric out of the University of New Hampshire is lighting it up.
Well, MVP in the American League, MVP in the International League when he was there, MVP in the East Coast League when he was there, and size thing again. You get a guy who's 5'8", and they say, oh yeah, he's not big enough to play in the NHL, and he's proving once again that a small guy can with determination and skill and talent.
And Doug Waite.
And Doug Waite, yeah. I want to play with Doug Waite.
Well, you know, there's some real savvy to that too. You don't take a scorer and put him on the fourth line. They put him with a scorer, with a playmaker. Play him on the top two. Here's Daniel Sedin trying to wrap around one off the side of the net. Henrik Sedin is there. So is Trent Platt as the Canucks battle to put on some pressure here against Pavel Dimitra's line with Raczynski and Scott Mellenby. And the puck is cleared by the Blues. When in trouble, ice it, and that's just what they've done.
One of the real strengths of Tom Barrasso's game has always been his puck handling. Ever since he joined the league in Buffalo, he's been very strong, very confident guy. Rebound save right back up the middle. Strong, high off the glass. You can't knock that one down. Again, just angling it with his stick to the corner. He has always been a strong puck handler. It takes a while once you're in the organization for the defenseman to get to know you, but you don't have to question ever Tom Barrasso's confidence in all aspects of his game.
See his average 4.41 against Vancouver, the highest against any team. Hasn't played as much against Vancouver though. Maybe there's a couple of real bad ones in there. A couple of those high-scoring East-West games in Pittsburgh. 7 Sixers. Marcus Naslund. Todd Bertuzzi out with Brendan Morrison. So Mark Crawford has gone back to traditional lines as Bertuzzi mixed it up with Sean Podine. Brendan Morrison shoots the puck in. Vancouver will change on the fly. Reed Lowe starts out to Jamal Mayers and he tips the puck into the Vancouver zone. Jovanovski is back. His partner Malik is along the boards. The stretch pass intended for Warner was tipped. Van Ryn knocks the puck to Drake. Sent out to center by Alex Havanoff. Drake, Mayers, Reed Lowe out together, and Reed Lowe gets a lick in it at Jovanovski. And Jovo gave him a little whack on the way back up the ice. And Darren Langdon said, "Play me." Trevor Linden caught Dallas Drake and took him out of the play. Brent Soper to Todd Warner. Late in his shift, he fires a long shot in on Barrasso, who knows what's going on, that there's a change, so he kicked the puck ahead so his team could break out. They got to center and no further. Doug Waite's line is on the ice again with Stillman and Boganicki. Matthias Olin. There's Darren Langdon back out on the ice. A tip in by Matt Cook, in on the fly. Cook and Letowski. Salvador knew he was going to get hit, but he delivered the puck. Langdon there to keep it in. Jeff Finley try and come out against Matt Cook. Turn back the other way. Makes the short pass to Doug Waite, who is back in support, and the Blues get to center. Here's Boganicki on the fly. Got a step on Sopel. Cuts in front. Nice save by Kluche. Eric Boganicki with great wheels on a great feed, and he cut in behind Sopel.
And there's another big save by Dan Kluche at a critical time in the game. And see if his team can respond.
There's Scott Mellenby in on Jovanovski. Twists and turns, waiting for his mates to finish a change. Try to bank pass from McInnes. Mellenby filling in at the point, just keeps the puck in. Al McInnes to Mellenby. You take it, I got it. Martin Raczynski had the puck flip up on him. Here's Pavel Demitra looking for someone in front. Couldn't feed Mellenby, and McInnes has to chase the puck. Barrett Jackman, former Regina junior, a first-round draft pick of the Blues in 1999. Got a great tutor, doesn't he? Started his full-time NHL career with Al McInnes. There's an offside call. Eric Boganicki from Doug Waite and Corey Stillman, and a great save keeps it 2-0.
Hazel May, weekday mornings on Sportsnet News.
Hey, Esau!
Your turn.
We owe ya. Hold on. Guys, come on. You've been eating this stuff 6 nights in a row. I thought Frost Week was over. Let's go to Subway. Oh. Sarah, something hot, something fresh made. Anything but round and greasy.
How about a hot, mouth-watering Dijon horseradish melt on cheese bread? Or a delicious hot sweet onion chicken teriyaki?
Dude, thanks, man. Wait, guys. Which way to the sororities? Over there.
Subway, eat fresh!
Obviously, the new Silverado is here. Silverado, the truck from Chevy.
You can see the stars of tomorrow today on CHL Hockey. Get set as the best of the West clash with the Q's finest in the Hershey Cup All-Star Series. Don't miss WHL versus the Q, Wednesday at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific.
Our Chevrolet hockey poll tonight for Chevrolet. Tried, tested, and true. Who has hockey's all-time hardest shot? Al McInnes, Bobby Hull, Alain
Boom Caron. I know Alain Boom Caron. He had a little wee short stick, but it was unlimited curve back then, and he could really fire the puck.
Whatever you say.
Yeah.
I hope they stuff the ballot box for Boom Boom. Sportsnet.ca is where you log on to have your vote.
How about Reed Larson?
That was a great shot.
Yeah.
Minnesota, Detroit. St. Louis Blues leading 2-0 as we get to the late stages of the first period at GM Place in Vancouver. And the Blues on the attack here is Dallas Drake. Peter Chayanik backhanded the puck into the corner. Mayers is there, but so is Murray Barron, who cleared the puck. Marcus Naslund out with Todd Bertuzzi and Brendan Morrison into the attacking zone. Bertuzzi's shot was deflected, and Morrison has to go fetch it. But the Blues get a hold of the puck and move it out to center. Bouncing puck from Marek Malik. Jovanovski. Start Vancouver to center on a St. Louis change. A shoot-in hit the shin guard of Mike Van Ryn and bounced quickly to Corey Stillman, and he cleared the puck. Waite, Boganicki, and Stillman in on the second goal, although Waite hasn't been awarded an assist. He should be, because he made the pass out of the corner. Malik off a skate over 2 lines, and offside pass is called.
Having a little problem with your brakes? Come and see the folks at Budget Brake and Muffler, your friends of the family car.
Canucks pay-per-view is just around the corner. It all gets going December 15th against the Flames. Order the 10-game package for $79.95. That's a $20 savings over ordering each single game for $9.95.
Vancouver sends out Henrik Sedin with Todd Bertuzzi and Todd Warner. All sorts of different combinations now for Mark Crawford. And the combinations have stayed the same for the team leading 2-0. Joel Quenneville's St. Louis Blues. Warner. Bertuzzi breaking over the line. Here's Matthias Holland with a shot. That's blocked in front of the net. The puck is still loose. Warner chopped at it and couldn't get a hold of it. And now the puck is cleared up over the glass and it hit the net. And so play is stopped.
Nice rush by Todd Warner that sets up this chance by Matthias Olin. But again, the St. Louis Blues collapse in front of Tom Barrasso, and the shot doesn't get through. Bertuzzi and Warner go to the net. The shot comes and is blocked in front. And again, Tom Barrasso doesn't even have to make a save. good defensive coverage by the St. Louis Blues, and the more you see them, the more you can understand why they have been so successful. Havanoff there to make the save.
Without Chris Pronger, they've really had Al McInnes and 5 others chipping in. Their average ice time, they have 6 defensemen with 15 minutes or more on average, and Todd Bertuzzi just went down, and there's going to be a penalty call here. It's obstruction holding against Barrett Jackman, and I looked to see if maybe Todd was going to get one too.
Well, he went down rather easily, but you could see Jackman reach, and Joel Kenville's looking over, and after the game the Blues had against Toronto on Saturday, they're looking for penalties all over the place, and that one is not going to be called a dive by Todd Bertuzzi because Jackman did reach, and the thing now is position. Jackman did not have position. He had to step over to get a piece of Bertuzzi, although it was a little piece, and the interference penalty is called.
Well, Vancouver's power play needs to help them out here. Power play has been okay some nights, not so great others. 25th still in the league. 6 for 46 at home. This is where it needs to get cranked up. And in a game like this, if they could go to the intermission down 2-1, it would seem like a small victory after a period in which they've been outplayed and outshot 6-3. Here's Brendan Morrison in on the attack. Marcus Naslund from the half boards where he sets up. Here's Jovanovski down low to Henrik Sedin. In front, Bertuzzi tipped it just wide. Barrasso might have got a piece of it. Naslund with a shot. That didn't get through. It was blocked before it got to Barrasso, who doesn't have a stick. Here's Marcus Naslund working against Tyson Nash. The stick of the goaltender is inside the net from behind the goal. Henrik Sedin, Brendan Morrison. Jovanovski's shot just wide of the net. Henrik Sedin now. Marcus Naslund, Bertuzzi working against McInnes in front of the net. The play is kept onside. Naslund, Henrik Sedin, Bertuzzi scores! Great passing, and Vancouver's on the board, trailing 2-1.
Sean Podine ended up giving his stick to Al McInnes, and Al McInnes has trouble with Todd Bertuzzi. Who doesn't? McInnes doesn't get position, and Bertuzzi now is facing the pass coming out, and McInnes is behind Bertuzzi. By the time this puck comes out, Todd Bertuzzi shoves off McInnes and then bangs it in. McInnes looks over at the referee, but that was just a little push by Todd Bertuzzi, and the extra 30 pounds that he has on Al McInnes came into play on that one. Played like the power forward on the power play.
So not only had Barrasso lost his stick, but McInnes did. So when Podine gave his up, he still had 2 of the 5 Blues on the ice without sticks. And Vancouver put the puck in the back of the net. Todd Bertuzzi has his 8th of the season. Henrik Sedin and Marcus Naslund set it up at 18:33. And now there's another penalty call here for elbowing against the St. Louis Blues.
And Corey Stillman is going to go off. And again, the forecheck. Stillman comes in, elbow to Sopel's head. Off he goes.
And still 1:09 to go in this first period. And Sopel's feeling the effects.
And the one area of St. Louis's game, and you look at all the positives they had this year, the one area that they're lacking is the penalty kill.
Penalty kill 23rd in the league, down around 81%. While the Canucks are at 92, there's a big difference there. This power plays 1 for 1 and working again. Naslund, Henrik Sedin, and Todd Bertuzzi on the ice with Jovanovski and Morrison. Same power play unit. Blues trying to clear the puck, and now they get a chance to get it out. Dallas Drake in the last minute of the first period to an open wing. Jamal Mayers wasn't there yet, and Marcus Naslund takes over. And out come the Vancouver Canucks as Stillman sits in the penalty box. The power play moves to center. Brendan Morrison, rink wide, tipped through to Henrik Sedin. Todd Bertuzzi to Henrik Sedin, by him and by Naslund all the way down the ice. 30 seconds with which to work in this first period. Morrison tried to tip the puck through to Bertuzzi. He did, but McInnes was there. And a battle ensues for the puck in the skates of the blue line. And it's offside as Marcus Naslund takes over just inside the line with 20 seconds to go in the first period.
Brendan Morrison was trying to say that the Blues brought it in, that it wasn't shot in, but he's not going to win. Randy Minton right on the blue line to make the call.
Todd Bertuzzi scored his 8th, and on behalf of Safeway and Tropicana Cranberry Cocktail, we have a winner in the score and win contest. as a result of swiping a free club card. Amber Rossi of Kamloops has won a wide range of quality kitchen appliances and cookware from Tefal. Last 10 seconds of the first period. Vancouver was energized late in it and trailed 2-1. Looks like they'll go to the intermission down by a goal. And that seemed unlikely a couple of minutes ago. So the power play has put Vancouver right back in it against Tom Barrasso and the St. Louis Blues. It's 2-1 St. Louis. The first period of tonight's game from Vancouver was brought to you by Chevrolet. General Motors in all its divisions. Visit us at gmcanada.com. Here's what's coming up in our first intermission as we go to Ed Jovanovski's hometown of Windsor. Hockey Central will be along as well, and John Garrett will join the lads from the east with St. Louis leading Vancouver 2-1 after one.
Putting their town on the map. Brought to you by Home Hardware, where help is close to home. He first played hockey at 11. 8 years later, Windsor, Ontario's Ed Jovanovski made his debut in the NHL. It's been a part of our country for generations. On neighborhood streets from coast to coast. As Canadian as the Maple Leaf and hockey. Home Hardware, helping Canadians build their dreams. Look for these feature products. American Tools Vise bar and hand clamps have strong, lightweight resin construction with non-marring jaw pads and quick locking mechanisms. Depend on Woods Industries for quality electrical products, including extension cords, block heater timers, and Moonray solar lights. Black & Decker has a wide selection of tools for the handyman. Enter to win a Dodge Dakota Club Cab truck. Home Hardware, where help is close to home. A late bloomer, Windsor's Ed Jovanovski start for his home team, the Spitfires of the OHL. The first pick in the 1994 entry draft and a gold medal at the 1995 World Junior Championships were confirmation of his potential. His first season with the Panthers saw the rugged rear guard selected to the all-rookie team and a berth in the Stanley Cup Final. 2 years later, he was sent to Vancouver in the Pavel Bure deal. Last season, the rugged rear guard won a gold medal with Canada in February while emerging as one of the league's more dominant defensemen. Another installment of putting their town on the map from Home Hardware, where help is close to home.
The Braun Synchro is the world's first shaver with a four-way moving head, so it catches more hair in fewer strokes for a closer shave. Only it moves so fast, you can't see it, but you can hear it. And to keep it feeling like new every day, its automatic self-cleaning system thoroughly cleans the shaver in alcohol, leaving nothing to come between the shaver and your face. Braun, designed to make a difference.
We do more than the traditional one tree. We usually have at least 7. This is our traditional red and gold tree, Christmas kitchen tree, country Christmas tree, kids tree. I'm a bit of a Christmas fanatic. We do a lot of shopping at Walmart because we do need a lot of stuff.
She goes very, crazy about all the Christmas stuff.
My full-time job is Christmas.
Why do birds suddenly appear every time you are near? Just like me, they long to be close to you. Whoa, close to you.
The first intermission, brought to you by Future Shop. Come see what your future has in store. Sportsnet Live at the intermission.
Brad Fan, Jamie Campbell will be here after the second period with the highlights and updated scores and also post-game. But first...
Yes, we want to throw it over to the sunshine from Saskatchewan himself, Dan Dreger.
I've been called many things. The sunshine of Saskatchewan has never been one of them. Scott Morrison, Nick Kiprios joining me in the Hockey Central studio. And on location, as always, we're pleased to bring in the veteran analyst of this crew. And, of course, that's John Garrett handling the Vancouver Canucks and the St. Louis Blues. And, John, we're talking about struggling teams in the Western Conference. I'm not prepared to lump in Vancouver with that group just yet. The Oilers, I know you wanted to talk about their struggles. They picked up a win over Minnesota 3-2. And why can't the Colorado Avalanche win on home ice?
Well, there's a number of things. The Edmonton Oilers played very well in Minnesota tonight, but I think the key to the Edmonton Oilers has to be their goaltender. And Tommy Salo was great tonight. And when he's ordinary, and I mean just not bad, but just ordinary, the Oilers are in trouble. You look at Colorado playing at home, Vancouver playing at home tonight. Yeah. They're two teams that are very good teams on the road. Colorado hasn't lost on the road. Vancouver's lost once on the road. But when they come home, they seem to let down and not play with the same kind of intensity and the same kind of strategy that they employ on the road. Vancouver keeps it very simple on the road. They try and forecheck really hard. And when they play at home, they're trying to make too many passes, and they wait and watch and see what the other team's doing. And then, especially against a team like St. Louis, you're going to find yourself behind the 8 ball.
So is it wise that Kevin Lowe, the general manager of the Edmonton Oilers, guys, is waiting then before he does something? And will this victory hopefully help try and turn that club around?
Well, they've just gone through, sorry, John, they just gone through a long road trip, and they have to be patient. I know Tommy Salo has struggled. I'm sure if you're Kevin Lowe, you hope he finds his game in a big hurry. He's never had a large margin for error with that hockey team because they don't score a lot of goals. They have to find a way, whether it's bringing somebody in or somehow finding different combinations that work to create more offense with that team. They did score more on the weekend, but it's an ongoing struggle.
You know, just the other day, reading reports now that possibly some of the players have now maybe quit on Craig McTavish and Kevin Lowe. I'm in a situation now where, what are we, 15 games going into tonight, into the season, and now all of a sudden we're hearing things like that. You're right. I mean, just certain players got to start playing better, and certainly for Edmonton, it's Tommy Salo. But I don't know, John, I mean, you played a long time in the NHL. Did you ever quit on any coach? I mean, you quit on yourself before you quit on anyone else. To me, that's unheard of after 15 games.
Well, that's true, but I think what is happening is you look at the situation in Edmonton, Nick, and you've seen it happen. Well, what happens? The general manager, when the team is struggling, has to make a big trade, and if he doesn't make a big trade, what's the next move you make? Well, it's automatic. The next move you make is you look at the coach. So, so far, Kevin hasn't made the big trade, so I think that'll be the next step.
John, no, it's only 15 games. How about just being a little patient here?
But if chemistry's an issue, you got to do something.
But how do 15 games in? Is it fair to say after 1 month of the season that your chemistry's that bad?
John, we got to go. You got a game to get back into. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
St. Louis jumped out to the 2-0 lead, but here's Todd Bertuzzi. He leads the Canucks in scoring. His latest example, number 6 on the season. It's 2-1 Blues after 1.
Closed captioning of this program brought to you by CarStar Quality Collision Service. In a fender bender, call 1-800-CARSTAR. We treat you like a star.
I love you. I love you.
I love you.
Looking for a great reaction this Christmas? Then get to Future Shop. You'll find the gifts they'll love at the guaranteed lowest prices. Or let them choose with a gift card. Future Shop. Come see what your future has in store.
Introducing Access Toyota, a whole new car buying experience. You're free to browse on your own or get the facts from our product advisors. You can even compare hundreds of new cars and check your trade-in value right here. And new drive-away pricing means you get a great price.
This is the happiest I've ever seen them.
Welcome to Access Toyota, a nicer way to buy a car.
Prepare to be driven beyond the limits of danger.
Oh dear, we are in trouble.
Past the edge of adventure.
Pixies.
Laugh if you will, Mr. Finnegan. See what you make of them. Now!
Into the boundaries of your imagination.
Are we going to drink that?
Yes.
The Chamber of Secrets has indeed been opened.
Unless the culprit is caught, it is likely the school will be closed.
Eat slugs. You okay, Ron?
This year,
Scared, Potter.
You wish.
Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
The world's only personalized shaver with 9 adjustable comfort settings. The new Filashave Sensitech. Set for comfort.
The roomy Elantra sedan or the sporty GT. Either way, you'll be driving a new Hyundai.
There is just one place to go for your sporting news. That is Sportsnet. Hazel May's got you covered on the weekdays in the morning. Can't catch her? Why not tune in at dinner time? Jody Vance at 6:30. Joined now by Brendan Morrison of the Vancouver Canucks, and Brendan, sure is nice to get the power play going at the end of the period, get some momentum going into the second.
Yeah, I mean, again, not a great start for us at home here, but we bounced back on that one power play and had another one there at the end. But we just got to keep plugging away. These guys are an excellent hockey team, probably one of the hottest teams in the league right now. So we just got to keep going.
They're a very good defensive team too. The forwards really seem to come back on the back check. How do you generate offense against a team like this?
Well, I mean, you can't be looking for any drop passes or things of that nature. As soon as you cross the line, we got to get pucks on the net and just get guys driving to the net, and hopefully we can get some rebounds. 200th
consecutive game tonight for yourself. That's a pretty long time. I think 11th longest in the league right now. Does it feel good to be playing this long?
I had no idea until he told me today, but yeah, I mean, you just go out and play. You don't really think about it, and just keep going.
Looking ahead to the second period, you got about a minute with fresh ice on the power play. What we have to do?
Well, just get pucks to the net again. This is Barassel's first game this year, and obviously, he's pretty seasoned in there, so we're not going to rattle him too much. But the key is just get pucks to the net and get traffic in front.
Thanks, Brian. Good luck for the next 200.
All right, Murph.
Brendan Morrison, the Vancouver Canucks. His team fell behind 2-0 until Todd Bertuzzi scored late on the power play. It's 2-1 Blues after 1. We'll be back in a moment.
The first intermission, brought to you by Future Shop. Come see what your future has in store.
When I see you all again, and you know that I can feel it, and the lights begin to glow, then you know that I'll see you tonight.
New hockey stick, 12 loonies.
Satellite dish, $200.
One puck, $5.
Tape, $16.
Bubblehead, $14.
The game Canada put on the map.
Priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard, official card of the NHL and hockey lovers everywhere.
Hey, I was just thinking. Have you ever seen a really overweight squirrel?
Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah, me neither. You'd think you'd see one every once in a while. Nuts are so fatty.
Yeah, but they do a lot of cardio.
When you drive a car you never have to think about, what will you think about? The Civic from Honda.
God keep us
glorious and free.
Oh, Canada,
We stand on guard for thee.
oh, Canada.
Catch over 1,000 games with NHL Center Ice on Bell Express View.
From General Motors Place in Vancouver, you're watching the Canucks on Rogers Sportsnet Pacific. After a period, St. Louis Blues have a 2-1 lead. Let's have a look at the first period summary. For Bell Express View, catch over 1,000 games with the NHL Center Ice package. Just 5 shots for Vancouver, 3 of them by Todd Bertuzzi, and a couple of them late in the power play. And Vancouver got back into the game thanks to the power play. Doug Waite's got a 10-game point scoring streak going. It should be 11. He should have an assist on that second goal, but hasn't been awarded one yet.
Well, they'll probably look at it. Vancouver is still on the power play. 51 seconds left on the Corey Stillman penalty.
Henrik Sedin, Todd Bertuzzi, and Marcus Naslund start on the power play with Brendan Morrison and Ed Jovanovski, the point men. Jamal Mayers and Dallas Drake, the forwards, killing the penalty as Brendan Morrison gains entry into the attacking zone and sets up. Off the boards for Todd Bertuzzi. Nobody in front right now, but Jovanovski moves down the boards to Henrik Sedin. Had to knock the puck out of the air, lost it, and Al McInnes clears it. McInnes in his 112th game against the Vancouver Canucks, and he's had 101 points in those games. It's a lot for a defenseman.
It is, but Al is old enough that he went through that high-scoring era.
Yes. And the Canucks try and set up late in this power play. Less than 10 seconds to go in it, but they've lost the puck. Podine to Nash. And the Canucks are regrouping. And now they're 5-on-5 as Corey Stillman steps back on the ice. Here's Bertuzzi to Chubarov with Naslund. The shot, he scores! Artem Chubarov right through Tom Barrasso. It's 2-2.
Well, one of the things we said in the first period was try and get as many pucks at Tom Barrasso. He hasn't played since last season. And here's Artem Chubarov with the little shot. It's tipped, but Barrasso lets it slip through, backing up. Barrasso still is backing up, sliding back towards his own goal line, and Chubarov's little wrist shot squeaks through, and Artem has his first of the season.
And his first in the last 14 games. Number 1 for Chubarov, number 2 for Vancouver, and we start over again, 2-2. So Vancouver has survived another shaky start and is on even ground. Let's see how they do. Without the power play, they were outplayed at 5-on-5 in the first period. Chubarov from Bertuzzi and Jovanovski. At the 1-minute mark of the second period, our next lucky winner in the score and win contest, courtesy of Safeway and Tropicana Cranberry Cocktail, is Albert Funk of Vernon. Congratulations, you've won $250 in Mark's Work Warehouse gift certificates. Todd Bertuzzi in on both Vancouver goals. Trevor Linden, Chubarov, and Daniel Sedin are on the ice now. And here comes Doug Waite with Boganecki and Stillman. Waite tried to split the defense, and Brent Sopel looked after him and cleared the puck. Stillman on a turnover in the neutral zone is back in. Linden's after him. The pass to Waite, and his one-timer was stopped by Matthias Olin. Waite carried on and got the puck. Stillman from behind the net, knocked away by Chubarov, and out comes Trevor Linden. Nice play, but Daniel Sedin couldn't get the pass. Linden back to the right wing for this game. Had some success in recent games as a center iceman, but he moved to the right side with Artem Chubarov, and Daniel Sedin has taken 1 faceoff in the game so far. Eric Milik with a stretch pass to Morrison on the fly to Todd Warner. Klatt goes to the net. Quick shot, rebound. Klatt can't get a hold of it to get a shot. Morrison's quick shot on the pass from Klatt went just wide of the net. Canucks use their speed, and now the Blues will try and do the same thing. Martin Rashinsky. In comes Scott Mellenby to help him out. Dimitra's in front. The pass was in his skates. Good pace to this game, end-to-end now at 5-on-5. Battle in the corner. Mellenby digs the puck out. McInnes with a quick shot into the glove of Dan Cloutier, and he hangs on.
Vancouver Canucks, good pressure on their forecheck. Trent Klatt tried to feed it in front, and Brendan Morrison off his skate just pulled it wide, and that was all created by the good pressure from the Vancouver Canucks and their quickness on the forecheck, something we didn't see a whole lot of in the first period. But now, as you said, Jim, a fresh start. They've had a reprieve. Their first 20 minutes was not very memorable, but now they look much better here in the second.
They get a do-over. Letowski in to take the draw. It's won by the Blues off a skate. McInnes had his shot blocked. Jamal Mayer snaps the shot, and a good quick save by Dan Kluche. Peter Chayanek held on to the puck. Drake with a centering pass that went behind the net. Here's Al McInnes. Peter Chayanek takes a hard hit from Sammy Salo. Barron's back there as well. And again, the puck comes back to the point, but Jackman couldn't keep it in. Jamal Mayers was there to help him out. Seldom do the Blues leave players without support. He is usually a forward back helping the defenseman. Out of his own zone, Trevor Linden trying to get the puck and can't. Jeff Finley. Back pedals against Matt Cook on the other side to Bryce Salvador. Linden tracked him down and checked him and turned the puck over, and here's Sammy Salo. Trevor Letowski ahead for Matt Cook, and the play is just offside at the Vancouver blue line.
Jim, you talked about Trevor Linden playing different positions, center or wing. It depends on where he is needed most, and I think Mark Crawford appreciates the fact that Trevor can do a very good job at either position. And when the Canucks need somebody else to get going, they put Trevor on the line, and his work ethic is contagious, and other players have to get up to his level and their effort level.
And with the empty netter the other night in Phoenix, he's come within 2 of the club record for goals scored. Four minutes into this second period, the Canucks look a lot better. Here's Marcus Naslund trying to feed Todd Bertuzzi. Henrik Sedin still on this line. Pavel Demitra to break up. Lofts the puck through center. Jovanovski to Malik. Over to check him, Sean Podine. The shoot in, bounce to the front of the net. Doesn't hurt to get any pucks to the net, no matter whether it's a two-hopper or not.
That's right. You reach down with the glove, and all of a sudden you're stopping it with your stick. You know you're not feeling very comfortable.
Demitra with a centering pass. Marcus Naslund was back in his own zone to help out, and he intercepted a pass. Todd Bertuzzi out to center. Mike Van Ryn to Sean Podine, diving to try and get the puck deep. Brent Sopel stopped him. Matthias Olin, quick out to center. A one-touch pass to Artem Chubarov. He's got Daniel Sedin and Trevor Linden with him. Alex Havanoff took Chubarov out of the play, and Eric Boganecki goes after the puck. Stillman's with him over on the left wing and takes the pass. No, he couldn't. Sopel tipped it away. Mike Van Ryn right in front. Nice save by Kluche. Redirection by Eric Boganecki in front of the net. Here's Trevor Linden back the other way. Oland is up, takes a shot. Nice save by Barrasso with his glove, and he hangs on for a faceoff.
And Kluche has made a couple of great saves here to keep his team Boganecki in the first period, and here he is again on the little redirection right in front. Kluche is able to make the save. Pavel Dimitrov balance, good solid hit by Matthias Olin, forearm to chest, and the Vancouver Canucks didn't do much hitting in the first period, but they're much more physical here in the second.
They look like a very different team right now, don't they, as they attack the net off a face-off again, and Barrasso turned them back. Quickly, the Blues are back the other way. Chayanek winds up and shoots, deflected wide of the goal. Barrett Jackman checked to the blue line, one man back. Here comes Morrison with Warner speeding to the net. Warner scores! Great goal! 3-2 Vancouver.
Todd Warner speed and the finesse of Brendan Morrison. What a beautiful little lob pass over Al McInnes' stick. Perfect saucer pass that lands flat for Todd Warner, so he can make this move on Tom Barrasso, slides it through. Beautiful pass by Brendan Morrison and the finish by Todd Warner. Al McInnes played pretty well. He forced Morrison to make an aerial pass, and a perfect pass cashed in.
Don't get many odd man rushes against the St. Louis Blues. Barrett Jackman is the young defenseman who pinched and got caught by Morrison just inside the blue line. And that left Al MacInnis on his own against those two speedy Canucks, and Vancouver has the lead. How improbable did that look halfway through the first period? Morrison and Klatt get assists on the play at 5:23 of the second period, and back come the Blues. Here's Doug Weight. Back the other way, the Canucks turn it over again, and Matthias Olin dumps the puck in. You know what I like about this game? There's been some 5-on-5 hockey, and the pace has picked up. Marcus Naslund. A rare slap shot from Marcus, and a good one. He's been trying to take more early this season. I think he took 4 all of last year. And out in the neutral zone, Todd Bertuzzi is standing at the scene of an accident, and I believe he's been tabbed as the man who caused it. And we'll be back right after this.
Every year, the competition tears the latest Dodge Caravan apart and examines every piece, every nut, and every bolt. All in an effort to duplicate our success. Well, their job just got a lot harder. Introducing the 7-year, 115,000-kilometer powertrain warranty. It's just another reason why we're Canada's #1 selling vehicle.
When the clothing arrives for the new season, it's always exciting for me. You see, I do windows. This year there's a great selection of khakis, long-sleeve knits, sweaters, and leather jackets. My job is to make sure you look when you walk by. Sometimes I'll even stand there myself, just to see if you're paying attention. I love that part.
Seasonal fashions, now at Moore's. Well made, well priced, well dressed. Moore's.
Let Bombardier and Sportsnet get your heart revving. Enter the Rev and Win contest for your chance to win Bombardier's newest winter attraction, the Skidoo MXZ Rev Snowmobile. Watch Sportsnet News during prime time, or log on to sportsnet.ca for full details, and feel the rev. The second period is brought to you by Moore's Clothing for Men. Well made, well priced, well dressed.
Sorry, I was the guy who mentioned how much I was enjoying 5-on-5 hockey. And Todd Bertuzzi's in the penalty box, and St. Louis is on the power play. And into the attacking zone, Corey Stillman. Boganecki couldn't pull the trigger. Looked like a great chance for this top unit of the St. Louis Blues with Doug Weight, Eric Boganecki, and Corey Stillman on the ice with Al MacInnis.
That was a good read by Matthias Olin. He anticipated the pass and was right there to pick it off.
Peter Chayanek, the other member of this St. Louis power play that has just gone offside. The 32 seconds into it as Bertuzzi's off for roughing.
Corey Stillman didn't like the call by Lonnie Cameron. Stillman had to take it off his skates and didn't have control, put himself offside. There's a trade. Corey Stillman for Craig Conroy, a trade that really helped both teams. Stillman has fit in well with the Blues and with Doug Weight, and Craig Conroy has become a leader in the Calgary room.
Doug Weight playing the point in the power play. Al MacInnis dumps the puck in. Chayanek let it go or couldn't get it. Corey Stillman to the blue line. MacInnis makes the puck settle down over to Doug Weight. Cross ice pass, one-timer, and a nice save by Kluche off Stillman. Another great pass by Doug Weight. Chayanek. Boganecki trying to set up Doug Weight. The bouncing puck knocked away by Matthias Olin. Here's a 3-on-1 shorthanded. Olin with Cook and Letowski shoots, and he missed the net. Matthias Olin looking for his first of the season. Now Letowski's dumped. It's an odd man rush the other way, and a pass to Boganecki just missed his stick from Corey Stillman. Olin can't clear the puck. Waite's shot is blocked. An outlet pass to Matt Cook, and he might have been away had he been able to accept that pass, but he's late in the penalty killing shift and gets off. All he had to beat was Al MacInnis, and he was tired at the end of a shift. This was a wide open power play.
It's like practice.
Yahoo! 15 seconds to go, and the penalty to Todd Bertuzzi. 3-2 Vancouver. Arden Rashinsky to an open wing. Dimitra tries to race onto the puck. Malik is there to clear it for Vancouver. Woohoo! There's a crazy bounce that went sideways on Barrasso, and he stopped it. Canucks have got 7 pucks to the net in the second period after only 5 in the first, and it's paid off.
On the penalty kill, the goaltender has to take a look, know where everybody is. Dan Cloutier knows that Corey Stillman's over there, pushes off. Matthias Olin misses the net. Now he's trapped. It's not a bad play to take the shot when you're the defenseman, but you have to hit the net. And that creates the chance at the other end as the Blues came down on a 2-on-1 the other way.
Well, he could force a little bit of a smile as he looks at it on the clock because it didn't end up in the back of his net.
Well, you always like your defenseman, if they're leading the rush on a short-handed situation, to take the shot, because then they know where it is. If you make the pass, then you can get trapped if anybody intercepts the pass. This way, Olin took the shot but missed the net.
They're making him smaller this year.
Yes.
Teams are back to 5-on-5 here. St. Louis is 0 for 2 with a man advantage. Todd Bertuzzi's out with Marcus Naslund and Henrik Sedin. Naslund with the shoot-in. Alex Havanoff is back. Henrik Sedin finishes the check as Havanoff cleared the puck. Ed Jovanovski to Naslund. Jovanovski on a Vancouver change. Up the middle to Artem Chubarov. He chips the puck by Havanoff and lets Langdon take over. Chubarov to Naslund. He's checked in front of the goal by Mike Van Ryn, and out come the Blues. Pavel Demitra. The shoot-in, steered wide by Dan Cloutier. Jovanovski's the first man back. Demitra checks in. Chubarov with Mellanby racing in. Jarred the puck loose. Demitra to the front of the net. Great save, Cloutier! A terrific save by Dan Cloutier on Martin Rushinsky. Here's Jovanovski lofting the puck out of his own zone and down the ice, and Barrasso will steer it aside for Bryce Salvador. Langdon kept it in along the boards. Daniel Sedin for Brendan Morrison. Jeff Finley with the outlet, and the Blues get out to center. Langdon threw a hit at Scott Mellanby. Brent Sopel takes over inside his own line. Here's Morrison to Klatt. Puck was in the air, and he had to get it in front of him, and now he's got a hold of it. To Warner, quick shot, rebound, Morrison, stopped by Barrasso. Couldn't quite get control, and he didn't get the one-timer. But another great chance by Vancouver, a team that's completely different in this second period. Here's Trent Klatt, shoots, and he missed the net. Bouncing puck to the front of the goal. Cleared away by Scott Mellanby, and the Blues must feel like they're under siege here in this second period. And trail 3-2. Here's Todd Warner, who's having a great game, and he's had a series of them. Barrasso lost the puck after he made the save, and yikes, he's fighting it. And the Canucks will try and keep shooting it. Dan Cloutier keeps stopping it. And Barrasso made at least one great save.
Don Taylor at 10, weeknights on Sportsnet News.
Tell me, when will you be mine? Tell me quando we can share a love divine. Please don't make me wait again. When will you say yes to me?
Hey, Esau!
Your turn.
Hold on, guys, come on. You've been eating this stuff 6 nights in a row.
I thought Frosh Week was over. Let's go to Subway.
Sarah, something hot, something fresh made. Anything but round and greasy.
How about a hot, mouth-watering Dijon horseradish melt on cheese bread? Or a delicious hot sweet onion chicken teriyaki?
Dude, thanks, man.
Wait, guys, which way to the sororities?
Over there.
Subway, eat fresh!
How does lightning smell? Smell this.
Speed Stick Lightning, an intense scent that smells good.
Nice.
Tough 24-hour protection, a scent inspired by the power of nature.
Todd Warner has the goal that's put Vancouver ahead, and Vancouver scored, and so does Rita Lubzik of North Van by swiping a free club card at Safeway. Rita's won the VT 5831 5.8 gigahertz digital cordless phone from VTech. Congratulations. Todd Warner had a goal and 7 shots in Phoenix on Saturday. He's had a great second period here, and he's really flying, using his skating to get some chances and to get a great goal. Past the halfway mark of an entertaining second period, 3-2 Vancouver. Trevor Linden in on the forecheck against Barrett Jackman, who's there with Al McInnes. McInnes took over, but Linden took the puck away from him. Jamal Mayers has to reverse the play. Jackman to Tyson Nash. He's checked by Chubarov. No time and space for the Blues in this period. They had too much of it in the first. Nash had the puck get ahead of him. Chubarov steps in front. Sammy Salo cleared the puck the length of the ice. Mike Van Ryn's the first man back. And there's an icing call against Vancouver. And here's Dan Murphy.
Thanks, Jim. Thursday, November 14th versus LA is a bonus Coca-Cola Rock 101 night. Your package includes 4 tickets and a Matt Cook bobblehead doll. For tickets, call the numbers on your screen or log on to Canucks.com/tickets.
What if they're like Chia bobbleheads? You can make him grow that goatee.
Yes. The Canucks really have played a much more aggressive second period, and they have been all over the Blues. And a little delay here, and Mick Magoo goes over talking to Mark Crawford and makes sure that the Canucks changes are a little quicker. He's talking to Ed Jovanovski, who was on the bench, off the bench.
Doug Waite straight ahead off the draw, and he's stopped by Kluche. A set play by Waite to go straight ahead to the net.
And Todd Bertuzzi comes over and talks to Doug Waite and says, okay, you better not try that again, because it was Bertuzzi that he went around. And okay, next time you get the lumber.
Henrik Sedin ties up Waite. Stillman comes in to get the puck. Hit the back of the net. Marcus Naslund trying to clear the puck against a pinching Jeff Finley, who came down the boards, kept the puck in. Here's Eric Boganecki against Matthias Olin. The centering pass blindly. Henrik Sedin knocked it away, but the Canucks don't get it out against Stillman, Boganecki, and Waite. They're playing their top lines head-to-head now. Salvador couldn't handle the puck. Now he backs up, respecting Vancouver's speed. Naslund gets the puck deep. Salvador's back. Sedin wouldn't let him clear the puck. Naslund centering pass. It escaped. Sopel keeps the play alive with some hustle. Matthias Olin lost the puck in his skates, and Corey Stillman retrieves it. Jeff Finley couldn't make the pass to Doug Waite, and he's turned back. Waite, undaunted, moves to the Vancouver blue line against Trent Platt in the midst of a Vancouver change. Stillman's shot stopped by Kluche. He's knocked down, and there'll be a penalty here against Eric Boganecki.
And Kluche's
after him.
Coming over to Boganecki. And the Canucks can't let this happen time and time again. And Eric Boganecki ran into Kluche. It was a set play. Corey Stillman, the long shot. Boganecki goes through, takes a piece of Kluche, and Boganecki's going to get the only penalty here. Here comes Boganecki. He makes sure that and it's an acting job by Kluche, no doubt about that, but Boganecki made sure he got a piece of him. And this has happened way too often against Dan Kluche this year, where the players have come in and just made sure that they've gotten a piece, and nobody's had to pay a price other than the 2 minutes. That's my little soapbox for that play.
Well, they'll try and make the Blues pay the price here, because Boganecki's in the penalty box, and Linden won the face-off in the ensuing power play. Jovanovski to Trevor Linden. Warner's in front of the net. Salo back at the blue line. Fires a shot. That hit Trent Platt in front of the net. Barrett Jackman gets onto his feet, skates away, complaining to Mick Magoo that he was tripped, and Mick probably just said to him, "You're way too young to do that to me." If you're Al McInnes, you'll get that call.
Maybe.
There's Dallas Drake. Into the middle to McInnes. McInnes fires a shot. Kluche made the save. When in doubt, leave it for Al to shoot. Trevor Linden with Platt and Warner just offside. The Canucks don't mind that. They'll get their #1 unit on the ice.
You'll never get left out in the cold with the MotoMaster Eliminator battery, only at Canadian Tire, with up to 1,000 cold cranking amps to get you on your way. MotoMaster works here.
Players with at least one power play goal. The St. Louis Blues have been involved in 4 lappers this year where they've scored 6 or more goals, and that's why you can get the Dallas Drakes of the world out on your power play, and Mike Eastwood has a power play goal, because you're not trying to rub it in. You get the big score and you throw those guys out there and you get lucky if they pop one in, but you try and make sure that you don't try and embarrass the other team, and St. Louis has been involved in a few of those big score games. That's why they have so many.
Canucks won the draw. Henrik Sedin, Jovanovski's shot up over top of the net. May have been deflected. Henrik Sedin, Todd Bertuzzi, Marcus Naslund, Brendan Morrison, and Ed Jovanovski out in Vancouver's #1 power play unit now. There's Naslund. Bertuzzi goes to the front of the net. Naslund holds up. Henrik Sedin looks for Bertuzzi. Back to Naslund. Morrison has come into the side of the net. The lone man at the blue line is Jovanovski. Here's Naslund. Jovanovski fakes the shot, passes off to Brendan Morrison. To Todd Bertuzzi, side of the net, try to go backhand. Now he shovels the puck to Morrison. It got by him, and the Canucks have to chase it to center. 35 seconds to go in the penalty to Eric Poganecki. Naslund gains the attacking line. Matthias Ohlund. A hard around for Todd Bertuzzi against Bryce Salvador along the boards. Henrik Sedin to Marcus Naslund. The shot stopped by Barrasso, and he couldn't smother the rebound, but he kept it out. And this penalty kill that is 23rd in the league is where the St. Louis Blues really miss Chris Pronger. They just got caught in a bad change. Morrison makes the pay.
Now this all starts with Dan Cloutier, and give Cloutier credit. He comes charging out when he realizes St. Louis is changing. Here's Cloutier, he's out past the dot, and he starts the play. And that creates the chance on the bad change. Rebound right up the middle again, and Brendan Morrison is right there. Tom Barrasso can't control it. He does a good job getting back to his feet and getting over, but Morrison gets it up and makes sure that Barrasso can't recover after giving up that big rebound.
I don't know what was going on at the bench. Not only did they get caught by Dan Cloutier, but they had a couple of players at the Blues bench that were on the ice, turned back, were right out of the play.
Right at the end of the penalty, and I think that's why there was confusion, because they didn't know whether it was a penalty killing crew going on or the next line.